Spokesperson.
The spokesperson, but we call them PIOs.
PIOs, okay.
Yes, we do.
I'm ready to go.
All right, so we are ready to go with you. Yes, I will. I always say, I'll try to make sure you look good. Once you start talking, you're on your own.
Okay.
I can't do anything about that. Okay, I feel that you're fine.
Hands out, hands. Yeah, I talk with my hands. So
Yeah,
probably.
do be you.
All
Just
right.
feel comfortable.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm wearing a suit, so I'm not entirely.
Well, I know. I don't want you to be too comfortable. You
I
want
mean,
to be
I
a little bit on edge.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah,
Not like,
sounds good.
but a little on edge. Okay,
I can
we'll
do that.
begin with your name.
Ron Davis.
Okay, and I want you to spell it.
RONDAVIS.
And you are running for?
Seattle City Council in District 4.
All right. So, Mr. Davis, I have, I think, a relatively simple question. Why are you running for this council seat from District 4?
Yeah, so I am really passionate about making it so that Seattle is a place people can start a career, raise a family, and age happily and safely at home. And it isn't right now. And I have a lot of passion about that because my parents were teenagers when they got pregnant with me, and our journey into the middle class required us to be able to have housing that we could afford in a neighborhood that was safe. And that allowed my sister and I to rise, go to college. I later went to Harvard Law School, graduated with honors, did a bunch of work in policy, and have been in the tech world since. Well, journeys like that are impossible today in a place like Seattle, and the walls are twice as high for people who don't look like me. And so I'm fighting to make it so people can have launch a life and grow here instead of have to show up with all kinds of money just to make it.
Why should voters choose you, however, to make this the kind of city you've described?
Yeah, look, I'm the only person in my race who has a history of collaboration and deal making and getting things done. I'm the only, and I would contrast that with my opponent, who has a history of alienating workers at the city and her colleagues, and that's documented in the papers. I'm the only person in this race who has deep expertise in policy and has been really clear about what I stand for. And I'm the only person in this race who is pursuing evidence-based policy, so policy that's rooted in expert opinion and expert research, and I continue to learn as I go. And that expert opinion has allowed me to build a really big coalition when it comes to the issues. So just as a quick example, so in the public safety space, I'm endorsed by everybody from the 17,000 corrections workers to the 911 Dispatchers Guild to former King County Trial Judge of the Year, Teresa Doyle, the head of LEAD, Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion. I've got awards for Moms Demand Action and the Alliance for Gun Responsibility. I've built a big tent, and we've done this in other areas when it comes to housing and homelessness and livability. There's often a lot of tension in the work there, but I've got the urbanists and the people from the Tree Pack and that worked hard to save Luma the Cedar in Wedgwood this year. We've built a big tent, and the people under that tent are a mix of pragmatic progressives and pragmatic centrists. We don't attract the ideologues, we attract people who care about results and who want evidence. And I think that really makes me stand out in this race.
If voters decide to elect you as their council member from District 4, what can they expect to see during your term?
Yeah, so they can expect to see a few things. One is, you often hear counselors say, my door will always be open. And of course it will, but that's an invitation to the powerful. I will be walking out my door and making sure that I'm connecting with people in all parts of my community to make sure their voice is heard, actively cultivating those relationships. I think it's extremely important because in our race, I have thousands of voters who've donated to me, door knocked for me, provided vouchers, and there's a contrast here with my opponent, who's funded primarily by outside groups, big Trump supporters and developers who essentially are the powerful lobby that has put so many people in place in the past. So you can expect me to respond to the voters and have those relationships and not be responding just to powerful lobbyists. Two, you can expect that I will continue to pursue evidence-based policy, that I will update my understanding as people bring me evidence, as they help me understand issues better, because nobody's an expert in everything, and expertise needs to be updated. I'm a curious person. And last, you can expect that I will work my butt off to build strong relationships with my colleagues and deliver on legislation as we take on our comprehensive plan, making sure that we succeed at erasing our housing deficit, making sure that we dive deep and get our work done when it comes to reducing homelessness and getting drugs off the street and making our streets safe. You can expect me to work my butt off for you and to work well with my colleagues.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job. Though? Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, we don't do more than one take.
Sweet. Oh, ooh.
That's right.
Scary, yeah.
You got to be good in the beginning. Oh, no, but the point is to let you talk about who you are and why you should win. Yeah. You're not running just to run, eh?
No, God, no. Especially now that it's a lot of work.
Oh, no, I'm sure.
I don't even mind the work. It's a lot of misinformation and, coming at you. And it's a strange thing